Kanchan, thank you very much for joining us and for speaking to us. Firstly, I'd extend my condolences on behalf of NewsX on the tragedy that you've had to undergo and the family of Twisha, her friends. A big relief has come though now when the High Court has allowed post-mortem. The second post-mortem on Twisha's body and AIIMS Delhi team will be arriving. How do you think that can strengthen Twisha's family's case?
Yeah, so we are extremely content and happy about the fact that we are getting to do the PM2, and definitely it is going to give more clarity to the case, because initially so many and the major evidence, the belt itself was not given, not provided, and the police and the advocates were trying to put it like a suicide case, whereas the family was saying that it is not the suicide case, and because we all know what she was going through and what she had in her mind and what she has suffered.
Right. Was there any conversation that you were able to have had with Twisha when she was still alive?
Yeah. So I spoke to her 10 days prior to this incident.
Oh, okay.
And yeah. And I called her on a video call. And she was sitting in a park. We spoke and she simply told me that Samarth is there, he's looking at me and I can't talk to you much. And she was sounding really weird and scared of her husband, which was a thing of concern for all of us.
All right.
And she was also telling me that her mother-in-law used to enter her room without any consent, without knocking, without her knowledge, and she used to simply sit by her side and listen to whatever she's talking. Whenever she used to talk to her friends and family, she would be there.
All right. Kanchan, did Twisha speak about any kind of harassment or humiliation that she was facing at the hands of Samarth? Because some friends have also come out and said that he was continuously humiliating Twisha in front of her friends. He was also mocking her when she lost her job.
About her job, she told me that she lost her job and she's feeling very anxious about the fact that she doesn't have a job right now. And the family is also like putting pressure to get a new job. And she's also feeling helpless that she is not working right now. And she told me that she has to tell me a lot and she can't because Samarth was right there. He's running around her and he's looking at her. So she was not able to talk to me. And she told me that whenever I talk to my friends or family or anyone, these people come and interfere and they'll be there and they'll listen to what she's talking. Like they'll always be there. So she doesn't have the freedom to talk to anybody.
Kanchan, what can you tell us about Samarth's behavior as a husband?
So I spoke to Samarth just once on the last video call. She introduced me to Samarth. She said she's my friend and he's my husband. Simple introduction she gave because I was not able to go attend her wedding basically. So she was simply introducing us, where she told Samarth that she's my friend, and I simply told Samarth that please take care of my sister. She's very precious to us. Because before I spoke to Samarth, she was telling me that there is a lot going on and Samarth is not like helping her out and he's being a trouble to her. But I thought maybe it's just like a common couple problems or something like that. But we didn't know that it is that much of an harassment and everything was going with her.
Kanchan, when you spoke to Twisha just 10 days before she passed away, did she come across as somebody who was going to take this extreme step, as her in-laws are alleging that she died by suicide? Do you find merit? Was Twisha such a person who would take that kind of a step and kill herself?
No, never. There is no chance, because she had already booked her ticket she wanted to go to her home, right? Why would she kill herself prior to the fact that she knows that she is going to her home the next day?
All right.
So it's clearly not suicide.
All right, Kanchan, thank you very much for joining us. Clearly, you don't think it can be a case of suicide. In fact, Samira Sehgal, another friend of Twisha's, is joining us on the conversation. Samira, thank you very much for coming out and speaking to us on this tragic death case. My condolences to you on losing a dear friend on behalf of NewsX. Firstly, the Madhya Pradesh government has now given its consent to the CBI to take over the investigation. Is that a cause of relief somehow for you at this point of time, and also for Twisha's family?
Yes, absolutely, ma'am. This has come as a very great news for all of us that the CBI is finally taking over, and we are now very hopeful of a fair investigation into the matter. And we are very hopeful that soon these people who are culprits will be caught, and they will be given the right punishment that they deserve.
Samira, I asked this question to Kanchan as well, another friend of Twisha who I was just speaking to. Do you think Twisha was that girl who would have taken this extreme step of killing herself, even if she was being faced with such kind of harassment at her in-laws' family?
Well, ma'am, Twisha was not like that. In fact, a lot of her friends, a lot of people in her friend circle were divorced, and she knew that if things don't work out well, there is always a possibility of, parting ways peacefully, and she was aware of that, well aware of that. She would have never taken this step. And I'm very sure of that she could have not taken this step.
Samira, how long ago have you had a conversation with Twisha?
Ma'am, the last I could speak to her was, of course, on her wedding day when I had met her and Samarth both. After that, I tried reaching out to her multiple times, but she was not responsive. I tried calling her a few times. I tried messaging her. But I thought that she's busy and, because she's newly been married and there are a lot of things that she has to look into. So I thought I'll give her her space and eventually she'll come around once she's settled in. But I had absolutely no clue that she's going through all of this.
All right, at the wedding that you attended, was there anything about Samarth's behavior or her in-laws' behavior that you thought was not right?
Not during the wedding, but before the wedding, like I had already informed as well that Twisha had informed me that her mother-in-law had been taunting her about the pictures which were posted online, which were during her career as a model and an actor. And these pictures were on her Instagram as well as they were posted through other channels. So they had told her that this is not acceptable in our family and you need to take all these pictures off. So that, she had done that. She had taken out all her pictures from Instagram. In fact, she also deactivated her account for some time.
The mother-in-law made Twisha deactivate her account.
She said that these pictures are not decent pictures and, you need to take them off as this is not acceptable in our family. Being a respectable family and these kind of pictures will not be tolerated is what she had told Twisha. So Twisha had removed all the pictures from her Instagram and she was also trying to reach out to other sources from which her pictures and videos were posted. She was trying to reach out to all of them, but because there were so many and she did not have the rights, so she was not able to take those pictures off.
All right. Samira, thank you for coming out and choosing to speak to us on this case.